I like
I mean,
underground music. Like my favorite
I
rapper,
think
y'all
that's a good
probably
thing.
never heard of.
What's your favorite
Hmm.
rapper?
I like vibes. I like this dude from Atlanta. His name Johnny Cinco. So yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all never heard of him. He got his own little niche.
Yeah,
So
I don't know
that's
nothing about Johnny Cinco.
What's his name?
Johnny Cinco. I know you ain't never heard of him, Mika. He make
You say
like
underground.
Hey,
get get money street nigga vibe music. It's a wave. If you know, you know. Like he wanted to he'll set out a show. But like it's his own niche, kind of like Money Man.
Yeah, I like Money Man. Money
oh
Man is
yeah,
cool.
I like Money Man.
And so
I
like
like Money
he got
Man.
a niche audience like him. Like if you know, you know. A lot of folks don't know Money Man.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
think
love
there's a
Money
lot of
Man.
Sorry.
rappers
Money
like
Man is
that.
dope.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of rappers like that, especially down south. Like down south has its own ecosystem of
Yeah.
artists.
So
Like
he from Atlanta.
But
So like
I
Atlanta one of
don't
them
I don't
states
like the
where
whole sentiment of down south though.
what you
Because the
mean?
South is
Slim
because it's
Thug is a real nigga.
because the South is so massive
I-
and it's different depending on where you are. Houston is way different than Atlanta, and Atlanta is way different than Louisiana. Louisiana is much different than Alabama, and Alabama is different than Florida. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they put it all in a one bucket based off a region, but I think that is different depending on where you go. That
it
chopped
is
and screw
different,
shit is way different than what's happening in Atlanta, man.
but it's the South though. Like it's still its own thing.
It's
Like you
not,
got
bro.
New York, Boston, all that shit out east. Like they on their own time. Like, but they got similarities. That's how we are down south. We got similarities, but we
Who from
different. In,
Boston? Who from Boston?
who from Boston?
No,
New
name
edition.
a artist that's hot from
New
Boston.
edition.
From Boston?
Yes.
New
The main
edition.
streets of Boston.
I don't know nobody from Boston.
That's exactly
Bobby
my
Brown.
point.
But I'm
Who
saying that
what's
It's
now you
it's
can ask me for
what's
somebody
no
from
Nick?
down
No
south.
Nick. No Nick. Um former owner of
oh yeah, no,
Her
yeah,
name
yeah,
is
yeah, no,
Renee
no,
Rapp
no.
is from Boston.
Zeno.
Benzino don't
Zeno
count.
is the only
He
person
don't
from
count.
Boston that I can think of.
He don't count. He not
That's what
even
I'm saying
good.
though. You don't think of Boston and say that's where like you don't they don't even got a culture as far as
Big
musically. Like
They don't
the
have a large culture. Like they don't have a large
they
and known
don't.
culture.
And I'll tell
Yeah.
you, and I'll give you an example. Chicago sound completely different from Detroit.
Joyner Lucas is from Boston.
Facts.
But Joyner Lucas don't have a specific sound that's
Oh
Boston.
no,
He said,
Like
I thought he
he
was
don't
from
have a
Chicago,
Boston.
California.
Chicago
He
has
don't have
a
an East Coast sound at all.
Chicago could have a sound. Detroit got a specific sound. Atlanta, you can tell when a nigga from Atlanta. Houston, you
Right.
can tell from a dude, for the most part, when dudes is from Houston. When you hear Buffalo, New York, or you hear New York
Yeah, I was about to
artists,
say.
it got a different type of sound. You know what I'm
But
saying?
see,
Yeah,
When you hear Oakland, Oakland got a sound. It's different.
but no, they do got a sound out on the East Coast. It sound alike. Like that New York shit and all that shit. All them niggas they talk
But
like
all you
that,
can
bro.
name is New York on what East Coast is New York. That's it.
No. Well,
East Coast
no.
is New York. They talk
That's
mad
it.
No.
aggressive in New York.
Okay, so Florida has a sound.
Yes, fuck nigga.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Florida
That's what
has
I'm
a
saying.
sound.
But they
Um,
group it all together. Like you don't hear niggas
it
from
yeah.
Vegas, from Arizona saying I'm West Coast. You just don't hear that shit.
What? The,
Well, I think all the sounds are different. I think like when I think about down south music, I don't think it all sounds the same, but I think they all operate the same. Like everybody in Atlanta will support Atlanta, whatever the Atlanta movement is. People in Memphis will support the Memphis movement. Like
But
I'm saying
everybody in
I
Houston ain't supporting the Atlanta movement though. It's still
correct.
yeah.
segmented,
They
and it's
do.
on. They
Correct,
only
They
correct. I agree.
no
Like
niggas from
like here in
Houston
DC,
support Houston, and niggas from Atlanta support dude. They don't even really all the time support people from Atlanta, but people from
like
Atlanta kind of do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? They all kind of
like
segmented.
but it's still the South.
DC, like we got our
It's
own, we
not,
have our
bro.
own sound
Can't
here.
do that.
Like
but
Really?
our
the only
sound gets taken all the
oh my
time.
fault.
Like, but a lot of people won't recognize it as a DC sound, and but it gets taken all the time. It's in
Y'all sound like
multiple.
Wale.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all okay, so let's go R&B songs. Anne Marie One Thing is a go-go song, right? Beyonce's Crazy in Love is a go-go song. Like I can keep going. Nelly's Is Hot in Here is a go-go song. That's Chuck Brown. Like there's tons of people that take DC sounds and put it
Don't
into
nobody fuck with
mainstream
that.
stuff and don't. I'm sorry?
Don't nobody fuck with that. That hot in here. The hell no. That shit
Every song I
terrible.
just named are
No, I
multi-platinum songs,
know.
if not
No, I
diamond.
know. No, I
See, no,
know. Like, but like,
see,
that
down
shit
south, we
is.
don't even know what
Ugh.
go-go is.
I don't
So
know what the
the
fuck a
first time
go-go is.
somebody
I
was
know
But
what a
but
telling me
go-go
about
hold on. You know
dancer is.
what's so crazy about that though? The fact that white people in Europe know about a lot of these pockets and the culture, supposedly the culture doesn't know. That's
listen,
crazy.
Yeah.
the
What
first
I
time I
know
ever
the
heard of
go-go
house
offense
music,
is in
I thought it was
football.
music that
Mika,
you just only play in the house.
Mhm.
No,
Like
but
we don't
house
have that
music
shit down.
is a Detroit Chicago thing. Techno, well, house music is more Chicago. Techno is Detroit.
We don't have
I
that
was about to
shit that
say,
it ain't no techno down south. It ain't no go-go. It ain't no house music. We
It's
don't
down
play it.
there. You just not familiar with it because that's not
I,
the segment that you
I'm
participate in.
telling you right now. My whole time, listen, I can call him one of my buddies. They don't know what the
You can
fuck no
call your
house.
buddies, but that don't mean that they own that type of scene. It's a
I'm telling
huge,
you, down south, that's,
it's a fucking techno
bro, down south,
movement.
we got chopped and screwed,
Correct.
regular music,
That's almost
free.
listen. That's almost like saying fucking Taylor Swift. Like you don't listen to Taylor Swift, so you wouldn't know. Even though Taylor Swift is a megastar, you don't know the segments and the pockets and what cities Taylor Swift is popping in because that's not something
It's
that you
me.
participate in.
I'm telling you, listen,
I'm the problem. It's me. It's me.
you know that music not big
Uh,
down south. 'Cause they don't have none of them EDM festivals down south.
They
All
on
that
the
shit
West
on,
Coast. They on the West.
yes, because they don't listen to it down south. It's not
Bro,
culturally
bro,
appropriate.
Well,
bro.
they
It
they
doesn't
listen to it
have
in
to be a
Oklahoma,
big
but they stuff is on
festival.
the West.
It doesn't have to be a big festival for it to be proliferating in a particular city. Like, I'll give you an example. We are the home of techno. We only have one festival in the city as far as the movement festival inside of the city. But that don't mean that it's not proliferating or booming out in that particular city. They're not gonna have a whole lot of festivals, but it's still a movement. It's still a thing.
They said
Right, but
watch.
that's what I think. I think everybody has their own movement because if you go just what 2 hours from here, right? Matter of fact, you don't even have to go 2 hours. You can go 45 minutes from DC, which is Baltimore, and Baltimore
I was just
plays
reading.
what is that? House music or
Yeah, and
club music. I'm
it's
sorry,
big on the
club
West
music.
Coast too. It's big
But
in
but it's big
Vegas.
there. But it
It's
doesn't
big
get
in a lot
played.
of
It doesn't
places.
get played 45 minutes away in DC. We don't play
But that's what I'm
that
saying
music.
though, is that if you're not on that scene and you're not familiar with what's happening in that space, if you're not on no fucking dead mouse and you know what I'm saying, all of that type of shit, then you're not familiar with that. That's not gonna be your thing.
Yeah, I know EDM and techno in Miami because I know they got Pitbull and shit. No, not Pitbull, Flow Rider. They be doing like the
mm-hmm.
different. They do different shit in Florida. Like they even mix cocaine with their weed, so they
You
be
know
on some
what?
whole other
Like a
shit.
lot of people don't even know shit about they don't Skrillex is one of the biggest artists in general. People have no
Oh,
fucking
Skrillex is dope.
yeah,
Skrillex is
but
dope. He
most
has big
people in
concerts,
our
just him.
culture or most people that's familiar with rap or hip hop, they don't know who the fuck Skrillex is.
Oh,
I don't know
Skrillex
who
is
the fuck
dope.
that is.
That's my
Skrillex
point. But
got that.
Skrillex, I would say that Skrillex probably got a bigger movement in some of y'all major cities than some of the people that y'all think is hot on the underground on y'all scene.
That's
Skrillex will
because
come
they
in
don't
your fucking
listen.
city and sell out a fucking a whole theater, an arena
No,
if
he
he
can do
show
an
up in
arena.
y'all.
Yeah,
He will
he
sell
he
out an
did he
arena
did
in your city, but then you
he
will
did
sit here and
Capital
tell
One.
me, no, that's not
Mhm.
popping here. Yes, it
No,
is. You
no,
just not
Skrillex
familiar with
Skrillex
where it's at.
does. Skrillex
I ain't
does
never.
him Marshmello,
Facts.
David Guetta. I listen to EDM, so yeah.
But that's
Him,
what I'm
Marshmello,
saying
David
because
Guetta,
people may
all
not be
that.
familiar with that genre of music and where it hit in a cities or in that area. they will think that it ain't popping down there, and it is.
I used to go to this EDM shit. Well, I ain't go, but it's this EDM shit I used when I stayed in Hawaii, and every time they did it, it was called Wonderland. And every time they do it, like 6 people die at the concert, like because they all do like pills and shit. So like no, like every time they had it, multiple casualties, like they just flat out die, and all the girls walk around naked, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez.
those are those. Some of those mostly be like when they get real crazy, like the rave concerts and stuff like that. But Skrillex is one of the is one of the biggest.
Exactly.
Um,
But most
he
of
has
us
that.
have
He did
never heard
the
of him. Most of us have never
the
heard of him
Harley
before.
Quinn. He did the Harley Quinn album, and he has a song with Rick Ross. So I know some hip hop people know that
Most
song.
of us have never heard of it before, but that just shows you that we in our own space, but that don't necessarily mean that we familiar with everything that's happening within our. We familiar with what happens in our neck of the woods or our pockets or our culture. That don't necessarily mean that that's what's
But
happening
see,
across the
but
board.
Anton, you gotta think, right? Like a lot of people aren't exposed to that music, especially if they're people of color. Because I can tell you right now, I used to get teased all the time because I listened to other stuff other than hip hop. So a lot of people of color, I've noticed that even if they do listen to it, they don't tell other people that they listen to it.
Quentin do, and he catch hell for it.
Well, that's what I said.
This him?
That's what I said.
Yeah, he got a lot of
Huh?
different stuff like that. Yeah,
This him?
yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Okay.